The Redmi K70 series was launched in China in November last year, where we got the Redmi K70e, the Redmi K70 and the Redmi K70 Pro. The K70e had the Dimensity 8300 Ultra and it was launched as the Poco X6 Pro in the global market. The Redmi K70 had the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and it was launched as the Poco F6 Pro in the global market. Finally, the Redmi K70 Pro never made it outside the Chinese market and it had the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset. Well, now Redmi is preparing to launch yet another phone under this series called the Redmi K70 Ultra. As the name shows, this is the successor to the Redmi K60 Ultra, which featured a MediaTek Dimensity 9200 Plus chipset. In the same fashion, the Redmi K70 Ultra is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus, which is the most powerful chipset that MediaTek currently makes. The launch is happening in China this month, and while the company has not shared a lot of details, the Redmi K70 Ultra has now been benchmarked on AnTuTu and Geekbench, revealing the benchmark scores. As we can see on AnTuTu benchmark, the Redmi K70 Ultra scores over 2.2 million points, which makes it the smartphone with one of the highest AnTuTu scores ever. And this is lower than the company's claimed AnTuTu score of the phone, which is around 2.38 million points. Now, one reason for a higher AnTuTu score than the normal Dimensity 9300 is the CPU clock speed, because in the Plus version, the CPU can go up to 3.4 GHz versus 3.25 GHz in the regular version. As for the Geekbench score, the single core score is around 2300 and the multi-core score is around 7500. In the multi-core score, the Dimensity 9300 was already doing better than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and the gap is even more with the Dimensity 9300 Plus. As for the rest of the specifications, the Redmi K70 Ultra has a 6.67-inch OLED display with a 144Hz refresh rate and a 1.5K resolution. The battery is 5500 mAh and the phone supports 120-watt fast charging. The phone is also IP68 certified, which was also the case with the Redmi K60 Ultra last year. And well, that is all we know so far. The Redmi K60 Ultra was launched as the Xiaomi 13T Pro last year, so the Redmi K70 Ultra could launch as the Xiaomi 14T Pro this year. The price is not yet known, but considering the Redmi K60 Ultra launched at 2600 yuan last year, we should expect the Redmi K70 Ultra to be similarly priced. The biggest competition to this phone will be the recently launched Realme GT6 in the Chinese market, which has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and it starts at 2800 yuan. Anyways, that is all about this video, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.